In this week's episode of Weathering Parenthood, I sit down with Jaime Cittadino. Jaime is a content creator who also has a full-time job, and she loves sharing fashion advice and mom life with her followers.
And a lot of my followers, as I mentioned, they've been following me since before I had my daughter. So they saw my pregnancy journey with my daughter. They saw my pregnancy journey with my son. We kind of went through that postpartum struggles together.
We talked about some of the struggles that women face when they're pregnant or postpartum in terms of how to dress themselves and look cute again, and how it's okay to rediscover yourself and your sense of fashion after having a baby.
I think we women put more pressure on ourselves postpartum, right? We're now in this body. The focus goes from when you're pregnant, everyone's nice to you, by the way, right? Like everyone is, oh my God, and it's all about you. Then the baby comes and it's all about the baby. And you're left with this body that you are unfamiliar with.
Jaime, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
We'll start with the same two questions I ask everyone. Where are you from and how many kids do you have?
I'm from Long Island, New York, and I have two kids. My daughter Harley is 11 and my son Ellie is 8.
Are they close?
Very.
That's great.
They love each other.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
How long have you been in Florida?
I've been in Florida, I want to say, give or take, like half my life.
Okay.
So I finished high school down here in Parkland, and then after college moved back to New York, where I'm from. And my husband and I bought our house in Boynton Beach in 2017. So we've been down here ever since.
You're a pre-COVID Floridian.
Pre-COVID, yep.
Got to make a note to that. She
Yep.
came here before everybody else.
Yes, and I block
came
it out,
here.
but we were down here in 2015. I lived at my parents' house while we were house hunting. So for some reason, I always forget that part, but we survived that era of living with my parents before finding our own place.
I know plenty of people that had to do that.
Yeah.
And it's okay. And you're
Totally.
saving money doing that. So it's fine.
100%. 100%.
It's a smart financial decision.
Totally.
To do.
I mean, for me, selfishly, I loved it and never wanted to leave. Husband, different story, but I had live-in help with my daughter. So
Can't complain about that.
yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, we were just
it's the best.
close. We all worked from home, so it was just a lot. So,
Yeah, having everyone on top of each other
Yeah.
maybe doesn't sound as great as you would think.
Sure. But since we've had our own home, everything's peachy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Separation from the grandparents.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you and content creation.
Sure.
When did you first start sharing? What made you want to start getting into this?
Sure. So I started an Instagram account in 2012, and 2013 was the year of the blogs, I think, or the OG bloggers. And I actually had one of my best friends started a beauty blog, and I loved it so much. I woke up so excited every day to share with her my ideas, and quickly learned that my ideas were completely separate from what she was creating, and didn't really find a space in the internet that represented what I wanted. There were aspirational blogs and women who shared fashion that were really more of a higher budget price point. They were a 00. Everything looked phenomenal on them. And I really just wanted to cater to the everyday woman, someone that, was my friend. So I felt like there was just this missing piece in the internet space and had no idea what I was doing, Googled HTML codes and created my own blog on WordPress, truly had no clue what I was doing. But at the time, I had recently moved to Charlotte, North Carolina with my husband. I was working from home in an industry that is very emotionally draining. So my corporate job was in home care, talking to people all day long about their sick or dying loved ones. It was very heavy. And I just needed a creative outlet. I wanted to talk about shoes and clothing and things that really didn't matter in life, but made me happy and was a good distraction from that day in, day out conversation that I was having with work.
That's a really good escape to have.
Totally.
But as a mom who has no idea how to dress, I think it matters. Because I need someone to show me what I'm supposed to wear now on a daily basis.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was always the friend that people would go to, ask questions if they had an event coming up or if they were going shopping, what I liked better. I lived in my sorority house, so I used to have this big whiteboard on my wall, and every time someone would borrow something, I would have to keep track just because the whole house would come and take clothes for me. So I wanted to make sure I would, get it all back. And I think it was just a natural fit. And I had no idea what I was doing. Actually, my first blog post was about paleo banana bread because I was in this health phase and I thought I was going to be health, lifestyle. but I always leaned into fashion. That was always my happy place. And it became definitely more fashion focused in the beginning of that blogging era.
You're like everyone's personal Rent the Runway.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, you could say that.
Like if you have to like keep track of all the clothes you're lending all of your friends.
Yeah.
That is really cool to see.
Yeah.
So you continued doing that while also having a full-time job.
Yes.
How are you balancing those things?
So back then when I started, it was pre-children. Okay. So you have a lot of free time on your hands after work hours. And through the years, I've really just adjusted to the time I'm able to commit to it. I work around, obviously, my job and now kids' schedules. So when my kids were little, it was during nap time that I would film. Now they're at play dates, they have activities. I try to batch film content. So typically 1 to 4 hours on the weekend, like Sunday morning or Sunday evening. I'll just do as much as I possibly can. And then throughout the week is when I will edit my content. I'll do all the backlinking, the uploading to the different affiliate platforms. I will respond to emails, and I do what I can. It took me a really long time to get to this place because in my mind, I should be posting every day and bussing out all this content nonstop, and I just can't. I have to prioritize. Obviously, family, my regular job takes priority. And then I fit in content creation when and where I can, and I just make it work. And I've had to kind of accept that whatever I'm able to do has to be good enough.
Yeah, that's a good point. I always love to like see the way people are able to sort of fit it into their lives because this as like a job didn't exist.
Correct.
15 to 20-ish years ago. Like what you said, you started a blog, like it predated Instagram.
Sure.
And all we were doing is sharing pictures, I think, like of our food at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this wasn't a thing back then.
Right.
So I always like to connect with people and kind of see like the way you're fitting it into your life.
Totally.
While also balancing a job and a family.
Totally. And I'll be so for real. I have a weekly housekeeper who comes and she helps me with laundry and she is the glue to keep my household running. Like, you know, if it wasn't for her, I'd be spending my spare time on the weekends doing household chores. So delegating certain tasks, having that support has been huge. And obviously I have a very active husband who is a very involved father. So if he's like, listen, you have a lot of work to do. I'll go take the kids out to breakfast. We'll go hit golf balls after. And he'll give me the time that I need if I do have something really important, like a deadline coming up for a collaboration or sponsorship, and I just have to get it done. So I think having the support and the village behind me is really important. And I think for a while, it took me time to realize that I could outsource and ask for help. For whatever reason, I felt like I glamorized doing it all myself. And there's no medal or trophy for being exhausted and burnt out. You know, asking for help is certainly fine to do. And I feel really fortunate that I'm able to do that because not everyone can.
Yeah, I feel like the year of like the boss babe, I like see it online. So like a lot, it's like millennials are burnt out because we all thought we had to do it all.
Yes.
And we had to be this like boss. I don't know where this term came from.
It's so funny that you say that. I have been wanting to start a series of like the anti-boss babe. Like I think that my whole life, just because of who I am, I've been an overachiever. I've been a workaholic. I thrive off of accomplishments, not because of anyone else, just because that's how I operated. And it's exhausting. Yeah. I mean, you get burnt out so quickly. You know, there's just no off button. Yeah. So, you know, and then listen, it's okay to make sacrifices, I think, as you're trying to build a career and raise a family. I don't have so much downtime. Sometimes when I'm with my friends, my girlfriends for dinner, they're talking about these reality shows that they get to watch. Right now I'm in the phase where I have limited time for that, right? I'm choosing to spend my time building up my own business and doing content creation. And I feel fortunate that I get to do that. I genuinely love to do it. You know, can I sit on the couch and watch TV? Sure. Or can I be up in my room and film content and have stuff to share for the week? Yes. So I just have to choose what I'm going to do with the time that I have.
Yeah. All of my free time is spent like napping. Yeah. Because I come to work in the middle of the night. So like I get it. I haven't seen the latest important. Housewives, season. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It is important. You got to like prioritize what it is that you want to do right now.
Yes. And I will say sleep is so important. I I am an awful sleeper. I was an awful sleeper, and I got on the same schedule when my daughter was a newborn. I trained myself from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. to work on my blog while she was sleeping because she would wake up at 7 a.m. almost on the dot. And I was like, I got to get done what I need to get done. And I just trained myself to not sleep. So I kind of carried my pumping schedule throughout the night. I just never ended up going back to sleep. And now I prioritize my sleep when I can. So important.
I can't wait for my nap later today.
Yes.
That's like all I think about is like I wake up in the morning and it's like, when is the next time I get to go back to sleep?
Yes.
Kids are exhausting.
Yeah. Exhausting.
Like so exhausting.
Yeah.
So how are you able to balance, I guess you kind of said this before, like you have a very, you have a husband, you have help. How are you kind of sort of also balancing all, your content creation with your full-time job and also being a mom? And is there ever a time where your kids are like, hey, that's cute. Like maybe your daughter mostly. Can I borrow what you're wearing?
Yeah.
Like how does she kind of get involved in some of these things?
I mean, my kids like to be in my content. I try to limit, their involvement. Obviously, they're a part of my life. And a lot of my followers, as I mentioned, they've been following me since before I had my daughter. So they saw my pregnancy journey with my daughter. They saw my pregnancy journey with my son. We kind of went through that postpartum struggles together. A lot of us were in that life phase together. So they know, when mommy is working and sometimes they want to participate. Sometimes they just understand that, mommy's working. But I work around their schedule. Obviously, they take priority. Now we're in the season of sports. So sometimes that is our weekend. That is our life. And I'm not able to film the content that I was hoping to film. So I just have to prioritize that.
What sports are they doing?
My daughter is 100% dedicated to lacrosse, like her dad.
Okay.
And my son does baseball. Now he's into lacrosse. We've done ice hockey. We've done a couple of things, yeah.
Okay. He's still young, so he's got time,
He's
I
still
guess, maybe
young.
to figure out which one he's
Yeah,
gonna
we
stick
tried
with.
flag football. So they're athletes, and we try to do all the things. And my husband and I are, we divide and conquer and going to different fields at different times. It's just chaos. And I know for most of my friends, we're just in this phase right now.
Yeah. It's all a phase. It all passes until like the next thing comes.
Yes.
So one of the things that really drew me to your content was that you dress obviously very well.
Thank you.
And I feel like since I became pregnant with my first, I would wear like a potato sack. And like to me, something fits, something's on me. I spent the morning throwing up and now I'm getting out of the house and I don't care what I look like.
Yeah, it's survival mode.
It really is. And now postpartum. And I'm still sometimes I'm like, oh, let me just throw on leggings and a t-shirt. Because like that's my style. That's my current aesthetic is leggings and a t-shirt or a black t-shirt. Like it's all black.
Yeah.
How do we dress ourselves when we're pregnant? And then like you have a new postpartum body and sometimes it doesn't go back. And now we have to figure out new clothing and maybe we have a new style. And like we're all running around and it's all just chaos.
Yeah. It's so hard.
How do women like go through this? Because you don't maybe like I never thought like, oh my God, I'll just wear my clothes again when my I have my kids, but they don't fit anymore or it fits differently. So let's start with like pregnancy. Like when you were pregnant with your kids, did you go through any like obviously like things aren't going to be fitting. Like how do you sort of like style the bump? How do you deal with all of those things?
Sure. With pregnancy, I actually felt better than postpartum because pregnancy, maybe the first 6 months when people may not know if you're obviously pregnant or just getting a little chubby, you know, I actually loved having a belly bump because to me, I didn't have to be insecure. It was obvious I was pregnant. And I bought maternity clothes, I think a lot of people are like, I'm not buying maternity clothes. And I did buy certain things that were not maternity in larger sizes, but I live in jeans. So I was like, I'm going to invest in great maternity jeans. I wanted to feel like me as much as possible, but I actually think I had an easier time while pregnant than postpartum because when you're pregnant, I think you care less so much about not the vanity, but just like everyone knows you're pregnant. So I think there's less pressure. I think we women put more pressure on ourselves postpartum, right? We're now in this body. The focus goes from when you're pregnant, everyone's nice to you, by the way, right? Like everyone is, oh my God, and it's all about you. Then the baby comes and it's all about the baby. And you're left with this body that you are unfamiliar with. and you don't look like yourself, you don't feel like yourself. And all of a sudden, the things that were your go-to styles are no longer flattering. And that was really hard for me. I feel like I didn't even want to shop for new clothing in my postpartum body because I felt like I was accepting defeat, like I was allowing myself to stay in this body that I didn't want. So I think the turning point for me was when I purchased items that actually fit my body.
Okay.
Like I bought clothes in the bigger size. I had to get over the number on the tag. And I needed to wear things that fit me well, because when things fit you well, you carry yourself differently. You stand a little taller, and you start to get your confidence back a little bit. Instead of holding on to, well, I'm not going to be this size forever, and I'll lose the weight, and I'll just work harder, and I'll eat a little less, and I'll, work out more. And that pressure just killed me. And I think trying to wear pre-pregnancy clothes was just really defeating. Right? It was frustrating. Even if it did fit, which half the time it didn't, but even if it did fit, it didn't look the same. And it was just a shot to the ego. So caving in, giving myself grace, finding clothes that actually fit well is what I needed to just, carry on and move forward.
Thunderstorms that are hanging out mostly off the
As a
coast
meteorologist, I
this
can't
morning.
always control the weather. And as parents, we can't always control our kids. But we can make sure our outfits aren't a total disaster. That's why I'm excited to partner with Mario Pucci, South Florida's destination for timeless, stylish clothing that fits every chapter of life. They can get you out of the leggings and out of the house. Whether you're headed into the office, out to dinner, or to the carpool pickup line, Mario Pucci has you covered. Plus, when you look great, parenting somehow feels easier. Visit Mario Pucci in Regency Park, Boca Raton today.
Did you go through your closet and get rid of stuff, throw things out? I so need to do that, but I
held on things for a while because in my mind, I'm going to return to that real quick.
Right.
And with my daughter, who I had first, I did go back to my clothes relatively quickly. So when it wasn't happening after I had my son, it was challenging. So I definitely held on to things a lot longer than I probably should have, but I donate a ton. I give to my sister, I give a lot to my cleaning lady who brings to her church. But yeah, it was a wild time for sure.
Yeah, I feel the same way. After my first, I was like, oh, okay. I got back pretty close to the size I was.
Sure.
Stuff fit. And then I had my second and I gained more weight than I did with the first.
Yep.
And it took longer to come off the second time.
Yep.
And stuff certainly fits different.
It does.
But there's definitely still jeans in my closet right now that it's do I get rid of them?
I
Because those were my
know.
everyday jeans before I had a baby.
I know. And I don't think we lose our sense of style when we have children. I just think we lose our confidence and we're just uncomfortable. We're unfamiliar and we're exhausted. I mean, inevitably we put ourselves last. That's just the reality. So having to go to work and having to also show up on camera, I think accelerated me having to face myself and get over it really quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy putting yourself out there, but when you're putting yourself out there knowing you're not looking and feeling your best, it's challenging for sure.
It is. And now I need to go through my closet. This stuff, there's just, and now it's also sometimes I have so many clothes, but I don't know what to wear.
Yeah.
So how do you put together
Sure.
cute, adorable outfits?
I think you could just keep it simple.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be that complicated. Building a capsule wardrobe of just pieces that fit you well will carry you a long way. Today I'm just wearing a white t-shirt and jeans, right? But a little blazer, a cardigan. I love using jewelry and accessorizing to just, I don't know, make my outfit seem a little bit more polished. I've always loved shoes. So to me, I'm well, my feet, fortunately for me, didn't really change during pregnancy. I could still wear all my cute shoes. And there are ways, I think, to just feel a little bit more like yourself. I obviously have mastered the 5-minute makeup face in the morning because every morning is chaos, trying to run out the door, getting the kids to school on time, getting myself to work on time. I have it down to a science, but there are times where I have to just throw makeup in a bag and do it in the car before heading into the office. I've mastered the slick back bun if my hair isn't done, right? So having your hair, makeup done, looking decent enough, putting on a good enough outfit I think it's a good start.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to get crazy. I like to stick to monochromatic outfits, or like matching outfits are really easy and a good way to feel a little bit more put together. Even if it's loungewear or activewear, if it's a matching set, all of a sudden I think you just, increase the cuteness just a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have to feel good in what you're wearing. So I think finding clothes that fit you more than anything should take priority when you're figuring out like what you want to wear.
Yeah. I feel like a lot, or maybe all women go through this sort of thing. We're looking for clothes to wear to weddings, or I have friends that like have a baby shower coming up, and it's like they're 7 months postpartum and they don't know what to wear.
Yep.
Because nothing fits. But why am I going to buy something new if I don't think I'm going to stay this size forever? It's like this constant battle to sort of deal with.
It is. But buying the clothes in the proper size for me was a game changer. And I didn't necessarily shop at expensive places. I mean, I love Old Navy. I find amazing things on Amazon. You may think this is silly, but I've been obsessed with Abercrombie since my daughter was born. I like randomly walked in there because at the time, being postpartum, I was just pushing her in the shopping cart in the mall, air conditioning, and randomly just walked in there and was like, oh my God, they have cute things. So
are the lights any brighter?
No, not really. And I shop online a lot. Any place that has like free shipping, easy returns.
Free returns, yep.
And I'll wait for sales. So it doesn't need to cost a fortune. But yeah, I had a cave and I had to just buy things that actually fit.
I assume a lot of these things that you're sharing with us now, you're sharing with your followers and people, that have sort of been with you every step of the way.
Yep.
What are some of some of the questions or connections that you've made with them, in this space and in this journey that you've been doing for about 13-ish years now?
Yeah, it's kind of cool to go through this with like a community of people. And I've been really fortunate enough to have some followers that have been chatting with me through the years, and we feel like we're friends in real life. I mean, some of them will even be like, oh, I'm coming down to Florida. Like, hope we could get together. Hope I run into you. And you develop these relationships with people. So a lot of the times they shared with me their struggles. I shared with them my struggles, whether it was on an open forum like Instagram stories, or it was more private, just DMs and messages. I think that relatability was really helpful for me, very therapeutic. And I would learn from them too, right? Like they would share with me if there were certain deals or certain brand that they loved. I got from them what they got from me, and it was a very reciprocal relationship, I think, with a lot of my followers. So I think at the end of the day, they were just looking to not invest a lot of money, I think is what it came down to, while they know they were in this temporary body, or they were hoping to be in this temporary body. And that's when I started really sharing a lot of fashion on Amazon, which was not really a place I shopped at fashion-wise prior to having my children, because I didn't want to spend the money. I didn't want to go to Bloomingdale's and Saks and buy $300 jeans if I was hoping to not be in this size, in the very near future. So I had to find pieces that maybe weren't the highest quality, but were good enough and they fit me right. So they ended up looking a little bit more expensive than maybe what the price tag was.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big challenge. Even with me, it's like I don't want to spend money on something knowing that I have a closet full of stuff, even though I also know like maybe it's not all going to fit.
Right.
And then there's the like, just in case there's a theme party section. You know what I mean? Like there's always the just in case. I feel like, there's like jokes online about millennials having like the just in case section
I
of
know,
their
and I totally
closet.
do. I almost just got rid of a pair of these pants, and I'm like, I think I might need these. And it's one of those things where I feel like I do get rid of them, and then
The second you do.
yes. But I don't know if it's the New Yorker in me. I mean, when in doubt, just like all black. Either like a head-to-toe all-black outfit or a head-to-toe all-white outfit. A monochromatic outfit can look so super chic. And again, it doesn't need to be that difficult, you know?
Keep it simple.
Yeah, and then just get fun earrings or layered necklaces, a fun purse, fun shoes, something where you feel like you're, on trend.
Right.
But You don't need this elaborate wardrobe.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like overwhelmingly perfectly curated.
Exactly.
Do you feel like for you, what sort of came first? Like your confidence to be able to like dress in the way that you do now in terms of like postpartum, or like did you putting on the right clothing kind of bring out this like, oh, okay, like I can dress cute again. I don't have to, feel this sort of like, oh no, nothing fits me type of way.
I think it was a combination of both. And as I mentioned before, being in front of the camera and choosing to still show up, I almost had a fake confidence before it naturally was there. I still was very aware that I wasn't the size I wanted to be and wasn't 100% content with how I looked at the time, but I had to show up for myself and I felt like others were relying on me too, right? So I had to find pieces that helped me feel a little bit more like me every day. And it forced me, I think, to be confident.
Yeah.
But I think I probably faked it before it naturally came.
Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's okay to give yourself a little pep talk or to convince yourself, I look good today.
Yeah.
And, you got to do what you got to do. Otherwise, we're just too hard on ourselves. We're too hard on ourselves, and we're our own worst critic.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
There were times I was definitely rocking a bikini, and I probably should have been in a one piece. And you know what? It is what it is.
Right. Who cares? Good for you.
Who cares?
Do you?
Yeah.
If you like it, if you feel confident in what you're wearing, go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel the struggle with like, I don't know what to wear.
Yeah.
So it's like leggings and a t-shirt or jeans and a t-shirt. And it's like maybe the same t-shirt I've had for too many years.
Right. But I would challenge you, swap out your leggings for a pair of comfy trousers.
Okay.
I love the Sloan trouser at Abercrombie. It's great for anyone who works in an office setting, but I wear it even when traveling on an airplane with just like a t-shirt and a little cardigan around your shoulders. We live in Florida, so while it's hot outside, well, it's so hot outside, we don't mess around with air conditioning.
Oh my God. It's
And
so
I
hot.
am always so cold. I walk into Publix, I walk into whatever building. I am freezing all the time. So I always have a little jacket or cardigan, and it's like the 3-piece rule.
Yeah.
So, add a belt, add a cardigan, add something that's like your third piece outside of just your top and your bottoms. But swapping out trousers out of your leggings may be the little, boost that you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most days my mom's like, let me know when you want me to come through your closet. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But like, it's like hard to get rid of stuff or hard to maybe like kind of come to like the terms that like, okay, like I am now shaped slightly differently than I was because I had 2 kids.
Right.
And that's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
I grew them with my body and then
Yes.
brought them into the world.
Yes. I definitely still have clothing and jeans that, may fit me if I lost another 10 pounds, but it's fine. They fit in my closet and it is what it is. But I've definitely donated a lot of things.
Yeah.
I do it in phases, so it's not so overwhelming.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Start slow.
Yes.
I'll get there.
Yes, you will.
Do you have like a favorite, since content creation is sort of ever evolving and changing and we're still sort of figuring out what it is because maybe 25-ish years ago, there wasn't a person that's been doing this for an extended period of time.
Right.
Like you could email like, hey, I want to be a lawyer one day. And you've been doing this for 30 years.
Right.
That didn't exist when you were,
Sure.
when we were younger, when you were starting out. What are some of the sort of maybe your favorite moments that you've had in this sharing content creation journey that you've had?
Sure. Well, what started as probably fashion focused after my paleo banana bread that I mentioned before,
Yeah.
right? I think Instagram stories allowed people to follow my life and allowed me to just share other aspects of motherhood and home projects and beauty and just organically sharing things with my people and having them kind of relate to me in different ways. So I've really enjoyed that aspect. And even though I still am, I would say, fashion focused, I would consider myself more fashion lifestyle.
Okay.
And hearing people, get excited about my vacations and travels, right? I think that that relatability is really important to them. I'm a working mom with 2 kids, and they're like, where are you going on vacation this summer? What are you doing with your kids? They kind of want to know every aspect of my life in addition to just what I'm wearing to work or what I'm wearing on vacation or what I'm wearing to a certain event. So that's been really cool, is just organically sharing me, how I am every day, and connecting with different people because of that. So that's been really cool.
It's great to make a community, I think, with people when you're like putting your life out there.
Yeah.
And knowing that you have people supporting what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then also to kind of like be able to give back to them in the sense of like, you too can dress in a cute way, even if you did, also have
Totally.
kids.
And it's cool when I, do share if it's, a little clip of my daughter at her lacrosse game, or if it's one of their birthdays, and to have people message me being like, oh my God, they've gotten so big. I've seen them since they're newborns. It's kind of crazy to go through this journey with online supporters. It's pretty cool. It's actually pretty amazing, the support you get from people you don't know in real life.
Yeah. It's like the quiet cheerleaders in the back.
Yes.
Cheering you on.
Yeah. Sometimes even more loudly than people in your real life.
Yeah.
So it's been a wild journey, and I've learned a lot, and it's hard to just dial in and just share what I want to share and not compare myself to others. And I think that's what kind of keeps me going, is just I show up as me every day, or not every day. Some weeks I don't share a whole lot, and that's okay too. But to have a community, and it's been really cool.
That's awesome.
Thunderstorms that are hanging out mostly off the
As a
coast
meteorologist, I
this
can't
morning.
always control the weather. And as parents, we can't always control our kids, but we can make sure our outfits aren't a total disaster. That's why I'm excited to partner with Mario Pucci, South Florida's destination for timeless, stylish clothing that fits every chapter of life. They can get you out of the leggings and out of the house. Whether you're headed into the office, out to dinner, or to the carpool pickup line, Mario Pucci has you covered. Plus, when you look great, parenting somehow feels easier. Visit Mario Pucci in Regency Park, Boca Raton today.
Yeah, I like that it's very realistic. Like for me, like I'm a working parent too.
Yeah.
And so seeing you being able to sort of do both.
Yep.
And then the third thing is that you're also a mom.
Yep.
It's very realistic for just like the regular everyday scroller,
Sure.
seeing someone who's able to share their life while also, working a full-time job.
Yes. And for a while, I didn't share a ton about my job, just for, not like, just for privacy reasons and whatnot. And I don't think people necessarily care what I'm actually doing at my 9 to 5. I think they're more interested when I share kind of a morning in the life or a day in the life and, getting ready. And I think for them to see someone in a real look put together with makeup and their hair done and wearing all these cute outfits, but then also see them real life, looking like a hot mess, their hair not done, they're wearing mismatching pajamas, they're getting their kids ready to school. That relatability, I think, is probably what deepens my connection with my followers and my audience. It helps them not feel so alone, right? I mean, half the time we're barely getting to school on time, right? And I'll drop them off. I'll have to come back and then get myself ready and get myself out the door to the office. So I do think at the end of the day, like relatability is what connects me to so many.
Yeah, and that's what I think we want as consumers and as viewers. Like, we don't want it to look so curated.
Yeah.
Because then we understand, okay, one, that's unattainable.
Right.
Or it makes us feel like terrible about ourselves. Because it's like, I don't have a beautifully white cabinet kitchen where there's nothing on it.
Yeah.
Mine's covered in bottles currently. It's a mess.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, I also want to show that, you can dress sexy still as a mom. And if you're going to date night or you're going to a certain event, you can pick it up a notch here and there. So I do like to show both sides because both are organic to me.
I feel like you're the real life version of like when we were like reading 17 magazine and it was like go from work to dinner. And it's like I've never actually experienced doing that. But I feel like that's something like you're able to like create and help with. Like sometimes like you can look cute at work and then go out after and like still be a fun mom and still have your life together. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I've started to share more just like a weekly roundup of my work outfits. I'll take a quick mirror selfie before I head out the day And I think that's really helpful to a lot of people because you just get stuck. You're like, what am I going to wear?
Yeah. It's like, it sounds like such a like small thing, like
Yep.
just like another thing to add to the list of
Yeah.
being postpartum. But like, I genuinely did not know how to dress after really number 2, because stuff was kind of okay after the first. But
Right.
like those like big jumpsuit things that like fit over the bump,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
And then I was like still wearing them postpartum
Oh,
for
yeah.
a while. My
Oh, yeah.
sister's like, I think you need to stop wearing those.
I mean, I'm guilty of that too.
They're so comfortable
So comfy.
though.
Yep.
But it looks like a potato sack.
It does.
But a comfortable and cute potato sack. But
Yes.
like, she's like, maybe you should wear anything else that
Yes.
you own.
Anything else.
Right.
Well, that's why I started finding better priced options. So, love Aloe Yoga, love Lululemon,
Right.
love like all these cute loungewear sets. But again, you kind of don't want to make that commitment when you're hoping maybe you're in this temporary body. And there are really great options at Old Navy and Amazon and other stores that I mentioned, or maybe some local boutiques, and finding something that just looks a little bit more elevated, but is still very comfortable, still very thoughtless, and just like grab and go, put on. But to me, I think even more than a cute outfit was having my hair and makeup done, not to a T. But like I said, even if it's just in a bun or a little bit of makeup, I think that helped overall.
That's great.
Yeah.
In sharing this and having your full-time job, obviously your kids are watching and they're seeing, mommy works, but then she also has this, maybe to them they call it a side project, this very
Yeah.
cool thing that you've created online. What kind of lessons or things like that do you think that they've learned from seeing you doing all of this?
They, I think, respect work. I think that they, I've heard even through my daughter's teachers, in certain classroom projects or when they talk about things, she'll say, I just want to be just like my mommy, I want, and she's very into fashion. She's very into beauty. She's very into taking care of herself. Again, not in a vain way, just more in a I'm taking care of myself kind of way. And they know that daddy and mommy work to give them the life that they have. And I do think that they see our work ethic and it hopefully will shape them. I know it did for me with my parents. My dad, I always felt was very present in my life, but he's a CPA. So during tax season, there were some nights he wasn't home till 9, 10 o'clock at night. But I don't really remember him not ever being there. I always remember him showing up for me. I always remember, having a catch with him in front of my house and showing up for my sports games and whatnot. And my mom was always there for me as well. And she worked as well. So they've always instilled those values that held with, I think, and stuck with my brother, myself, and my sister. And I hope that my husband and I are doing that, with the kids. They see that we prioritize, obviously, family, but work is important too. And sometimes we have to make sacrifices, or sometimes we have to take a work call, even if we're on vacation, but it's something that's really important. They understand it.
Yeah.
So I hope that they get the work ethic that we have.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like to end each episode by sharing our high and low for the week.
Okay.
In parenthood. I call it the sun and the storm because
Okay.
weathering parenthood. That's our theme, weather. So I'll start and I'll let you sort of think about
Okay.
what you want to answer.
Sure.
So I'll start with the high, which is the sun. And that is he's almost 4.5, but he's now like, you'd be so proud of him. He picks his own clothing out and he dresses himself. It doesn't always match.
That's
In fact,
okay.
it rarely ever matches.
That's okay. Independence is like so important.
But he's like, oh, this shirt has a dinosaur on it. I'm going to wear my dinosaur shirt today.
Yes,
and
I love
it's like
that.
really cute to see him like,
have an opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
They have little minds. They think.
They really do. Sometimes it's like too strong of an opinion.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like cute to see.
Yes.
And then I'd say my low or the storm for the week is that my little one is just teething like crazy, and I feel like so bad.
I'm
And
sorry.
and he just like sticks both of his fingers in his mouth, and you can just like tell he's got that like whine that's like, help me, it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
So I hate seeing him, going through that. And again, it's like it's a part of having such a small little baby.
Yeah.
But it's always hard to just kind of see him like in pain, and I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
so sorry. This was
I
just
know.
a rough week for for teething for him.
I know. Okay, so mine are, I feel like I'm in that sports mom era,
Okay.
so both are related to that. So my high is my son is new at lacrosse. He's 8 years old, and he couldn't make his 8U team because it conflicted with baseball. So he actually played with the 10-year-old team.
Oh.
And my son's very small, but, seeing him like fight and work really hard and to like hang with them was
Okay.
really cool to see. It's a tough sport. So
Yeah.
watching it, I'm like, good for you, little
Yeah.
dude, right? Like seeing that just commitment was really exciting. I guess my low would be I did have to take him to baseball, so I missed my daughter's game, and it was the best game my husband said it was the best game she has had in like forever. She scored 5 goals. He said she was an absolute beast, and I
God.
hate missing that. But obviously, I don't have a clone, can't be at 2 places at the same time, and that's where mom guilt, comes in
Yeah.
hard, right? We have to make sacrifices, so it stunk to not be there. Obviously, super proud of her, and she knows I'm proud of her. And I was like, "Did you record it?" He's like, "No, I was coaching." I'm like, "You got to capture these things."
No, put a GoPro on or something.
Yes, exactly. But I love seeing them both doing things that they love and committing to it.
That's awesome. And I
Yeah.
mean, you were with your son.
I was.
So,
I was with my
you
other
were just
child.
with
I
your-
wasn't ditching them, and
Right.
but still, I think it's just natural for us to feel a little guilty when we miss out on these moments.
Always. It's like a constant thing. There's something
Yeah.
at school I think I have to miss tomorrow. But
Yeah. Listen, we got to do what we got to
right.
do.
We're sending a grandparent in place.
Yes. Yes.
They'll get it and be fine.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
Thank
that's
you-
what I always say. Like, we'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Always. That's like the biggest like lesson I sometimes say. It's like, am I missing them? But they'll be fine.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
That's what I say to like friends of mine that are also having like babies like after me.
Sure.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. It'll be okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. Thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having
This
me.
was so great. We're going to link all of your stuff in the show notes so that if people want to follow you or figure out how to dress themselves like me, they'll know where they can go to connect with you and follow you on this fun journey that you're having, sharing everyday mom life with cute ways to dress and, a little chaos mixed in.
Yeah. A lot of chaos mixed in.
Lots of chaos mixed in.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It was
This was
great.
really fun.
Thank you so much. And thank you all for watching and listening, and we will see you next week.